Hi, my name is Brian Haga, fire captain in the city of Moreno Valley, and you're watching Report on Conditions.
This week, we'll take a look at a large vegetation fire in Aguanga, as well as a structure fire in Indian Wells. And we stopped at Station 10 in Lake Elsinore, where firefighter Cameron Timboe taught us what a Type 3 engine is.
Engine 1 with report on conditions.
Hi, I'm Captain John Clinging-Smith, and thanks for joining us on today's Report on Conditions. Let's jump right in with Firefighter Timboe in Lake Elsinore.
You're watching Did You Know on a Type 3 engine at Cal Fire Station 10 in Lake Elsinore. This is a HME Model 34 Type 3 fire engine. This is primarily used for wildland firefighting. On the front bumper of the engine, we have 3 separate compartments. So on this side right here, we keep our starter rolls. In the center compartment, we have our 2.5-inch fill line. And here on this side, we have our mobile attack line. This is going to be used for a different mode of attack. They're going to be driving the engine behind us, and we're going to be walking with this line on our shoulder and putting down wet line on the fire to contain it. This is a dual stage pump. We have 500 gallons in our tank on this engine, so we can carry 500 gallons of water. And this dual stage pump allows us to get more pressure for wildland fires for longer hose lays than a single stage pump would. This is our tool compartment. This is where we carry all of our tools that we'll carry on wildland fires, and for structure fires, we do have structure fire capabilities as well. We have our spare SCBA bottles for our SCBA packs. We have 2 on the other side as well. This will be one of our PPE compartments, so we can store some of our gear in this. Up here we have our wheel shocks, so we can use these to shock the wheels on the engine to make sure that we're not going either direction. This engine is also a 4-wheel drive engine, so we can take this off-road, specifically for the wildland incidents that we run. This engine is going to be carrying 6 hose packs. These hose packs will have 200 feet of wildland firefighting hose in them. We carry 2 down here for our starter packs, and then we have 4 up here in this top part also. On the Type 3 engines, we either have a 3-section 16-foot or a 3-section 20-foot extension ladder. We have a backboard as well for some medical aids that we may run if we need to use that. We also carry New York hooks and some other structure firefighting tools back here. On this bottom rack, we store some of our PPE for the firefighters to carry our medical equipment. So we'll have our AED, our medical bag, our oxygen, our C-collars, our splints, our burn packs, everything else that we can use to treat patients. We also have our SCBAs up here. These are going to be used in any IDLH atmosphere, so that's in danger to life and health. This is one of our PPE compartments for the firefighters also. And down here, we have our drip torches. So these will be used for firing operations on wildland incidents. Down here in this compartment, we have the batteries for the engine. We have our fill lines down here, and then we also have our washing equipment. On this engine, we're gonna run 2 firefighters and a company officer, which can either be a fire apparatus engineer or a fire captain. So they're gonna be driving, and the firefighter's gonna be sitting in the front seat, and the other firefighter's gonna be in the back seat.
Let's take this time to look over last week's call statistics. From July 14th through July 20th, your firefighters responded to a total of 3,804 calls for service. Of those calls, 2,994 were medical emergencies and 107 were fire-related calls. Let's look at a few incidents your firefighters responded to. On Monday, July 14th at around 5:30 in the morning, firefighters responded to a reported commercial vehicle fire on westbound Interstate 10, just east of Indian Canyon Drive in Desert Hot Springs. The first unit on scene reported a semi-truck with the trailer partially involved, which the driver was able to detach and move to a safe place prior to the fire department's arrival. With quick action, firefighters contained the fire to the trailer and contents, which was approximately 75,000 pounds of trash. California Highway Patrol assisted with closing the number 3 and 4 lanes of the interstate so firefighters could safely work. Fire resources remained on scene for 2 hours working on full control of the fire. At approximately 5 a.m. on Tuesday, July 15th, firefighters were dispatched to a reported structure fire in the 83,100 block of Sonora Avenue in the city of Indio. The first arriving engine reported a single-story triplex with heavy smoke and fire showing from 2 units. Thankfully, firefighters were able to quickly knock the fire down, containing it to the 2 units with smoke damage to the 3rd unit. There were no reported injuries to civilians or firefighters, and the American Red Cross was called to assist 3 adults and 1 child who were displaced. On Wednesday, July 16th, multiple 911 reports were received of a vegetation fire near Lugo Road and Highway 371 in Aguanga. The first arriving engine reported approximately 2 acres of light fuels burning at a dangerous rate of spread and immediately requested additional engines, water tenders, and hand crews. The air attack requested multiple additional air tankers and helicopters due to an immediate structure and life threat. Evacuation order and warning areas were established for the community, and at 3 p.m. the incident commander confirmed the fire was 331 acres. Firefighters and aircraft remained over the fire throughout the night, working on building containment lines, and the acreage was updated to 1,071 by 10 p.m. A large assignment of resources was requested for the following day, and assistance was received from several partner fire agencies throughout the county. As of this past Tuesday, July 22nd, the fire is now 100% contained at 1,096 acres burned. At 1:45 a.m. on Thursday, July 17th, 911 dispatchers received numerous reports of a structure on fire near the intersection of Campbell Street and Belgrave Avenue in Krupa Valley. The responding battalion chief advised there was a large smoke column visible and requested additional engines be added to the response. Shortly after arrival on scene, the chief advised a 200 by 200 foot stack of pallets burning, with immediate exposures to several buildings, prompting a second alarm response. As the fire continued to progress to a 300 by 300 foot area, a third alarm response was started, and assistance was received from Ontario, Corona, and San Bernardino County Fire Departments. Firefighters were able to contain the fire to the pallet yard with no structures destroyed and minor damage to 4 semi-trucks and 2 outbuildings. Fire personnel were on scene for approximately 4 hours working on extensive overhaul. No injuries were reported to civilians or firefighters. Around 12:30 p.m. on Thursday, July 17th, firefighters were dispatched to multiple reports of a house on fire in the 45,300 block of Santa Fe Cove Drive in the city of Indian Wells. The first arriving battalion chief reported a single-story residential structure fully involved in fire. Shortly after, the incident commander requested 6 additional engines and a medic unit due to the hot weather and large volume of fire from the structure. Firefighters were able to contain the fire to the structure without any extension to surrounding exposures. 4 adults and 3 children were displaced, and the American Red Cross was requested to assist them. 1 firefighter suffered injuries and was transported to a local hospital in moderate condition. Fire personnel were on scene for several hours working on salvage and overhaul.
It's extremely important for everyone to do their part to prevent any new fires from starting. Remember, all it takes is one spark to start a new fire. One common cause of sparks are from vehicles. Never pull your vehicle over onto dry grass. Believe it or not, a hot engine can easily create a spark, starting a new fire. Also, if you're towing a trailer, be sure to keep your tow chain secured. Dragging chains can also create and cause fires. Another common cause of fires is powered equipment like lawnmowers and weed trimmers. Make sure to use your powered equipment before 10 a.m. and never on extremely hot or windy days. Finally, every year fires are caused by the unsafe or illegal use of campfires. If you're going to have a campfire, make sure it's permitted in the area and be sure to have at least 10 feet of clearance of any flammable material around your campfire. Many areas will ban campfires during extreme fire weather. Remember that one less spark means one less wildfire. Be safe out there and make sure you take the time to keep your activities fire safe. For more tips on preventing wildfires, visit our website at readyforwildfire.org.
That's all for this week's Report on Conditions. Follow your firefighters in action on our social media at CAL FIRE RRU and stay up to date on incidents happening countywide. If you caught any great footage of our firefighters at work or out in the community, send them to us at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Captain John Klingingsmith. Thanks for watching.